At around 7 a.m. Wednesday morning, an alarm sounded in the Casper Rec Center, alerting those inside to an ammonia leak somewhere in the building. Staff immediately responded and called for assistance.
We did end up evacuating. The blessing there was it was early enough in the morning that we weren't here on a weekend with 1,000 people in the building.
4 Fire-EMS crews, including the mobile Hazmat unit, responded to the ammonia leak at the Casper Rec Center. Also present were an ambulance, the police department, and multiple city officials.
We discovered that the ammonia chilling system that helps process the glycol that is used to keep the ice cold had somehow developed a leak. So once that our units arrived on scene and identified that it was a problem, we upgraded that to a full hazardous materials response. It was a collaborative effort in between facilities management staff here at the ice arena and hazardous materials technicians from the Casper Fire Department. What we had to do was go in with facility staff and identify where the ammonia was leaking from and how much it was leaking from. During our investigation, we found that there is a small pipe, maybe about a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch in diameter, with a 90-degree elbow that was actively leaking ammonia. The ammonia levels in the room where the compressor was reached upwards of 580 parts per million, which is a dangerous amount of ammonia that is both an inhalation and a caustic skin hazard.
Some of the unsung heroes in this situation were we have staff in our buildings and structures department, and those staff, we have 2 individuals that are specifically trained on all of the ins and outs and knowledge that goes into a complex system that keeps our ice cold. And those 2 individuals worked hand in hand with our emergency personnel. We had FaceTime and an iPad out where emergency personnel were on the iPad. They were able to talk with our buildings and structure staff and just walk through the facility and say, hey, I'm at this valve. Is this the valve I need to turn off? Where do you recommend I do that? So there was such a seamless communication line.
An incident like this is not something that happens every single day here in Casper, whereas we handle many common types of fire emergencies, every single type of emergency medical problem, but it still highlights the skill and the ability of the Casper Fire Department to handle something like this.
It wasn't any failure on the part of continuous maintenance. It was one of those things with complex systems that sometimes happen, you know what I mean? And then when they happened, I'm just so grateful that we all came together to mitigate that in the best way possible.
The incident was quickly resolved through the combined efforts of the City of Casper's many servicemen and women, and the Casper Rec Center was able to safely reopen soon after. Duncan Cowan, your Wyoming Link, Casper.